Leaders and specialists sound the alarm on a rise in alcoholism in Winnebago County.
Yeah, Nathaniel Langley learns how a new report from the state highlights a concerning trend.
It is alarming on multi-levels.
Winnebago County Coroner Jennifer Muraski sees trouble in the state's first report on alcohol use.
When I look at death certificates, to see the alarming rate of liver cirrhosis, alcohol cirrhosis, is an alarming statistic.
The Illinois Department of Public Health finds the Rockford region holds the second highest rate of alcohol-related liver disease in the state.
As we see the opioid numbers going down, thank goodness, we're seeing the alcohol and the liver cirrhosis going up.
The report discovered nearly a quarter of Illinois high schoolers drank liquor in the past 30 days.
Look at the resources that we're able to offer in our community that we have in place already and where we might be missing the mark.
Restore Rockford treats people with addiction around Winnebago County.
Alcoholism continues to be one of the primary pathologies that I treat in the area of addiction.
Restore's Thomas Molodzik believes one of the largest signs for help is craving.
Loss of control in terms of management of symptoms are all pieces of evidence of alcoholism.
He calls for more resources addressing addiction in the community.
We need to treat these issues effectively by defining what level of care they need.
In Winnebago County, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.
The Illinois Helpline is a public resource for finding substance use treatment and recovery services in the state. You can call the free and confidential number you see on your screen now.